afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to this Monday afternoon, August 14th, and we are looking at window traders. Market profile of the ES and NQ. So the buyers ruled the day. Had a really good day today. Went with that whole move in B and C. I didn't do anything in A period because I wasn't sure yet in A period what the market was trying to do. But we certainly knew once B and C opened. Let's go over them real quickly. Righty goes out with a small price probe and an afternoon pullback in J. They're still down on the daily. They never came close to taking out Friday's high. NQ had a textbook look below and fail in A period, which really fueled my moves in B and C in NQ, which paid me handsomely. So they had a look below and fail. They go out with a trend day up, a 10-wide POC, and a nice price probe, and an afternoon pullback, a textbook one in F. ES and SPY go out with a double distribution day also, pullback in K, a 10-wide point of control, and a price probe. I'm not going to use E's high. We only got 30-something cents above it. I won't ignore it tomorrow, that's for sure, as the market attempted to probe late in the day. So the most positive response would obviously be for the market to open above E's high, right? For two reasons. It would be above the base of the price probe, and it would be with higher value. So those are things that you would want to see if you're a buyer, okay? So we put the daily back into balance. Last week's range was very small, so there's a lot on the table this week. I also didn't realize a couple of things my room pointed out to me. We have Fed minutes, unfortunately, Wednesday at 2, and this is an option expiration week. I didn't realize it was the third Friday coming up, as these days and weeks just flash by, especially when you get older. So I had a really good day. I didn't do anything in A period, like I said, because I wasn't sure what they were going to do. But once NQ, especially had that look below and fail, and then B started going above A's high, you know, that's all I needed to see. And I just whack-a-mole them every pullback for longs. I made 3 points only in ES on longs in B, but I made 60 points in NQ. Then in ES, went back to ES in C period, took 8 points out of that on longs, took more points in D period. Now, I missed F's pullback at the time. I thought that was going to be the afternoon pullback, but I did get G in both ES and NQ for nice longs. Now, I was a little surprised. I told the room, after F pulled back like that, and then G inside and H went up, I thought for sure we were going to take out the day's high and go and get those single prints from the 10th in both ES and SPY. Well, that wasn't to be, and that was my only loss of the day. I took a long in H, ended up losing, no, that was an I. In I took the long and lost a couple of points on it because we didn't one time frame down for 3 time frames. I was a little surprised by that. I didn't expect the whole day to get taken back. In fact, I made money in K, in ES, still on an afternoon pullback, which was nice. But after they did all this, I didn't really expect them to go and finally do what I expected them to do in H period, which they did. They price probed and they got the single prints from the 10th. So they barely got into the upper distribution. So now we're going to see if the buyers will continue that tomorrow in the upper distribution from August 10th. And guess what? That day's high is the weekly high. Now we know how fickle these traders are, so they can get everything up again tomorrow. But if we get acceptance inside of the 10th range and hold today's trend day and hold today's price probe, things get pretty interesting, right? You can go look and put the weekly back to balance at some point. So that all remains to be seen. As far as destinations, the upside is today's high 448.11 and then 451.70, which is last week's high. For the downside, we're 10 wide at 446.77, afternoon pullback at 446.30, single prints 445.82 to 30, and then today's low of 444.38. In ES, our upside is 07 and then 44.75, which is last week's high. For the downside, we have 10 wide at 93 1/4. Afternoon pullback at 88 1/4. Single prints 83.50 to 78.50, and today's low of 69. Now, chart-wise, what changed a little bit? Well, nothing changed on the weekly yet, but it wasn't a big range. So if buyers really start getting going, let's see if we can go up and take out last week's high and put the weekly back into balance. The monthly is still up. Now, keep in mind, it's still an inside month now, almost halfway through the month. That would make things interesting. Now the daily, this is a little discussion we had in the room. We're certainly back to balance. The question that you have to ask yourself is, how big is the balance? Again, that's up to you. You want to call it 2-day balance, and if we take out today's high, we're up, that's fine. I wouldn't do that. I would use at least the 3-day balance, Thursday, Friday, today, and see if we take out Thursday's high before I went up. I'm still not even sure if I'm going to do that or incorporate August 2nd as my entire balance high to get into that gap. But for now, it doesn't matter what you call it, whether it's a 2-day balance, 3-day balance, or what is this, 9 days or a 9-day balance. The bottom line is we're back in balance above the 50, below the 20. We stayed above the 50 in ES2 again today. The only real bad news, the volume right now is only under 47 million. So if we don't do another 9 to 10 million in the after hours, we will have one of our top 10 lightest volumes of the year. Hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.